Hey there, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the fourth entry into the series of what you can buy in Ocean City for under a certain dollar amount. As always, I am Nick Deckard. I am a local realtor here on the island with eXp Realty, and I'm excited to show you exactly what you can get for under $1 million in this video. As always, the links to the previous episodes are down in the description, and I will link them up here above as well. But let's dive right in and check it out. So my goal is to make these a little bit shorter and sweeter for you each time. And once again, we have about 25 results out here that fit the bill. Now, in general, here's where you can start to expect our first foray into some single family homes. However, there actually aren't any in this range at the moment. But in addition to single family homes, you'll start to see some duplexes, 3 and 4 bedrooms, closer to the beach, as well as further away, some newer and older homes, and plenty of condos as well. So once again, I'm going to kind of give you an overview as we scroll through these and highlight the few, if any, that I think would be worthwhile checking out right now. So to get things started, the very first one we have here is a 3-bed, 3-bath in Ocean Reef. It's a great community. If you're not familiar with it, definitely make sure you check out the condo guide that I have put out that is also linked below in the description, that will talk you through the amenities that that condo complex, along with all the others on the island, have. It's a great spot. It's highly desired. Price is probably a smidge high, which is why it's still sitting, but those 3-bedroom units there are very spacious and very, very nice. Now, the second one we have here is technically a single family at 1021 Simpson, but it is 2 beds, 1.5 baths over 2 garages. It's kind of a converted mixed use space. The garages are rented out. It is unique in that it technically qualifies to be a single family house, but at that price, I simply think that that is not worthwhile. Now, as we go down, again, we start to see a 4-bed, 2-bath duplex. This is above a storefront on 9th and Asbury. We see a townhouse, which has 3 beds, 2.5 baths with awesome views. It's right across the street from the bay. And then we hit some of the condos. If you remember from last time, we have a couple bank units in this price range as well that need to be completely done on the inside, but the spaces are amazing. And that will be 5 bedrooms once finished. We have good old 500 Bay, another 2-bed unit at $790,000. That one also has excellent views. Now we transition a little bit into a different part of town, at 206 27th Street. This unit, to me, despite the price looking appealing at first glance, given what else is out there, it's a completely dated unit. That corner backs up to the bird sanctuary and is ripe for flooding. So that, to me, despite the price looking appealing, when you look a little bit deeper, not quite worthwhile. With Gardens Plaza, a 2-bedroom there at 800K, and they seem to go pretty quickly. So when one sits for a little bit, it's typically just because of the price. This one is actually under contract. It's a huge townhouse on 10th and Central. Under contract, contingent, most likely on a home sale contingency, which is why it's still showing as active. But that was a really cool property and very unique. Older, but again, the space is everything. And to be able to have 6 bedrooms, it's wild, very hard to come by. We then go into a top floor unit, this 3rd floor up here on 6th and Ocean. They just had a price reduction. They're not getting the traction that they had hoped for at the initial price, closer to 900,000. And actually, I believe it started above 900,000, if I'm remembering correctly. But that location is awesome. Parking could be an issue there. There are a couple uncovered spots out back. Storage could be another concern that I would have for that property as well. Then we get to one of my gems here that I loved, and I covered and did a walkthrough tour down at the Breakers at 225 Corinthian. Another huge space, does have some ocean views off the back. And it's just a very, very unique condo. They don't come up in here very often for sale. Again, very dated inside. So at 850, I think the market has spoken in the short term, with it being out there for now a couple of weeks and still sitting. I think that price turns out to have been a little bit high. I didn't feel that way. In full disclosure, I'll own that. I thought that that was a good price, given the space, given 3 bedrooms and the very, very short walk to the beach. I still think that's an excellent unit, despite that price, where you could, if you're open to it, do a little bit of work and totally change the entire interior, give your family a huge space, very, very great location, and a attached garage as well, plenty of storage there. So parking would not be an issue. As we continue, this is a very interesting property here on 101 West 10th Street. As we get back into to the Bay area of town, and specifically a little bit off the 9th Street Bridge here, it becomes a unique location because it's definitely too far for most people to want to walk to the beach. But the views off this front deck, this is a first floor, are very, very awesome. Again, you have the Bayfront style view. The sunsets you'd be able to catch would be awesome. But again, it's that location, I think, that's going to hold this one back a little bit. I don't think the price is terrible. The condition inside is great. And again, there will be a link down here in the description as well to see all of these properties or any that happen to be out there at the moment when you're watching this video. Because as we know, inventory doesn't stick around for long here in 2022. So it might change. But we're a little over halfway through. We do have a lot to build on at 12th and Simpson. And that to me is too rich of a price. So I'm going to skip right by that. One of these units at 401 34th Street actually went under contract not that long ago, just a few days back. And they had been sitting there at the same exact price. They were extremely similar units. And I'm curious to find out and see what that ended up selling for. These townhouses are really, really nice. Storage, once again, would be a primary issue, I think, for people who want to have bikes. There is enough storage for beach gear, but beyond that, it's a little bit tight. But inside, these places are immaculate and they're large with 4 beds and 3 full baths. They're really, really cool. And having that location right on the corner, you have direct access to the 34th Street playground. You have one of the biggest, also busiest beaches in town at 34th Street, the public bathroom right there. You do have restaurants in this area as well. So it is a very, very cool building. And I would recommend you check that one out if it may be a fit. Now, we got a Bayfront townhouse. And again, townhouses, personally, I'm partial to them over duplexes, but everybody has their own flavor and taste. This one's been out there for a long time. I've spoken about this on past Best Buys videos that I used to do 6+ months ago. It's been hanging around for a bit. It's a very unique situation going on with the owner of that unit and the upgrades that would be included as a part of the sale that currently aren't in place, namely the siding being replaced to match the other townhomes, as well as the railings changed to vinyl. So if you have any questions and you're interested in getting a townhouse that comes with a 40-foot boat slip and substantial amount of space in this 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath property plus a garage, definitely let me know. I'm happy to talk you through all of the weird details so that you can decide if this would be a good fit. Skip the other bank unit. 212 Central. On the surface level, that one looked pretty good to me, all things considered, with most 4-bedroom duplex units now well north of $1 million, almost regardless of location. That one seemed really, really good. I did show that the other day. There is a very, very steep incline walking in. It gives me some pause about what may or may not be happening with that property in terms of structure and foundation. Now, I'm not an inspector. I am not in that trade. I'm not saying something is wrong, but uneven floors happen a lot here since we are built on sand. But that one really caught my attention. So it's just something that I would definitely recommend being aware of if you decide to check that one out. This multifamily property would make for a decent investment, but at that price, I think it's a little bit too rich given the condition of the building, the upkeep you'd have to do, and it's a little bit overpriced if it's for land value alone. These two guys are first and second floor down on 46th and West. This was a custom build, super nice building and very, very well built. Those prices are, at least in my opinion, between 30 and 50+ thousand too high a piece. That was a for sale by owner property. I did see it in person when it was for sale by owner. Again, very, very nice. They put a lot of nice touches that you wouldn't see on a spec build or a developer grade build. So it's in a good location. It's on the right side of West, being the ocean side. It's a short walk to the beach. But again, from a 3-bed, 2-bath standpoint, that's a little too rich to me. There's another one of those townhouses. This one has the proper siding and railings that were done when the association decided to make those upgrades. So very, very similar to the one I mentioned earlier. This one on 805 Coolidge Drive is a second floor. If you're not familiar with where Coolidge is, if you come over the 9th Street Bridge, hang a left on Bay Avenue, it's right off to your right once you get there before you get to 8th Street. Those streets have become substantially nicer over the years. They've been developed pretty substantially over the past 10 years. And it's a good spot. It's a good space. That price, once again, for a 4-bedroom and this is newer construction, seems not bad. I do think it is still a little bit rich, given the location and distance to the beach. One final bank unit. We get to our last two properties here. 1910 Asbury is a very, very nice second floor, awesome ceilings, awesome condition, and great features. That price, once again, for a 3-bedroom approaching $1 million, seems a little bit rich for my liking. So I can't say, while I love the property personally, I can't say I would love it at that price. Last but not least, we have a very, very unique one. Once again, a holdover from my early Best Buys videos, simply because this was unique from a waterfront or a beachfront standpoint. 2 beds, 2 baths, right over top of what used to be the Moreland Theater, which is also for sale, as well as Bungalow Bowls, Core Brothers, everything right on that Moreland corner. It's a super great location. I'd recommend checking out these pictures. That said, they are extremely blurry. I will never understand why agents will either reuse what used to be old rental photos and get completely disoriented or pixelated when they do that, or simply take grainy cell phone pictures. For $1 million listing, you need to do better than this. So that drives me bananas, but it's worth checking out so you can see the view, which is second to none. So that is it. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you hit subscribe down below and turn on notifications. I put out videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, all about real estate in Ocean City, because I want people to be informed and make the best possible decisions. And I live and breathe this stuff. So I'm here to be your resource and your guide. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out directly. My contact information is in the description, or as always, you can drop them directly in the comments and I will respond to them as soon as possible. Thanks as always for checking this out and hanging out with me today, and I will see you on the next one.